Namaste, beautiful brothers and sisters. So, as promised, I am making this video. Not sure who's going to tune into the live. Hopefully, a few people will come and tune into the live. But last night, I watched that video, that Netflix series, Escaping Twin Flames, and I am absolutely duty bound to speak about that. So we'll just give everyone a little moment to jump on the call. While we're just waiting, I'm just going to let people know that I'm live. If we could just share this video. I am live sharing the video about the Netflix documentary Escaping Twin Flame. Please come and join me. Hello Sheila, darling. Hello Patricia. Let's get the word out about this video. So I'm going to be speaking about Escaping Twin Flames. Twin Flames, yep. Right, okay. Please come and join me. Right. Good morning. Right, so we're going to make this video. Let me just share it in. Let me just quickly just share it in the event is happening group. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give the video a title. In this video, I will talk about the Netflix documentary Escaping Twin Flames. Right. This video, okay. So who've we got? Okay, so I watched the video last night. I'm just going to start, and people are just going to have to just jump in on the call once they get here. So I've taken a few notes. So basically, it's not worth watching it. I wouldn't bother watching it. It's very, very toxic. It's you know, I did that thread yesterday, and quite a lot of people have said, oh, it's, you know, it's spiritual warfare, and this is how they are kind of like putting out the war on humanity with using such a sacred subject to as a sort of like to expose a cult. So I wouldn't recommend watching it. It's really dark. And so I'm going to share with you the documentary so you don't have to watch it. So now the first thing I want to say is they are not twin flames. And if anyone thinks that whatever their names are, Jeff and whatever her name is, are twin flames, they are living in cloud cuckoo land. Like, I mean, they are a perfect example of what a twin flame relationship does not look like. They're a textbook example of what a twin flame relationship does not look like. He is, in my opinion, this is my opinion, this is not gospel truth, this is just my opinion. In my humble opinion, that man has a very, very severe mental illness, and God knows what happened to him. Maybe he was abused as a child, who knows, but he has a very, very apparent personality disorder, and that is obvious from the second he opens his mouth. And so if you actually look at their relationship, their dynamics, his mental illness and his personality disorder is 100% projected in their relationship. So that's just right off the bat, like, they're not twin flames. 1,000,000% they are not twin flames. And she is his first victim, you could say, because it's basically him who has got the horrific personality disorder. She is just an abused woman who has lost her voice and has lost all sense of reasoning. I don't know how cult leaders manage to harness so much power from their community. It is an absolute mystery to me. I would just take one look at him and think, you are a complete and utter squirt. Like, you know, but why? I know what's happened. So what's happened is that he had a background in digital marketing. She was a kind of like a rainbow person in the hippie world. They got together and they were like, oh, boom, we're twin flames. And so they were like, oh, this is a very, very lucrative market. There's loads of people that want to manifest their twin flame. Let's go in there as twin flames and let's start exploiting these vulnerable people that are really desperate to connect with their twin flames. And so what's happened is that it's probably his idea. He's 100% the leader. She is his bitch. She is his slave. That is the role that she is playing out. She has no Shakti. Any Shakti energy that she had in her, it has been absolutely diminished by the abuse of Jeff. And so, but what's happening is that because he's worked it out, he's a little bit clever on some level, and he's like, oh, I can't really go out there in the world and start like telling people about twin flames. People may question that, but if I've got a woman sitting by my side who is claiming to be my twin flame, then that validates all the shit that comes out of my mouth. So that is their number one kind of set point of how they've built up their community, and how he's been able to harness this power from their community, and it's because of their relationship. And so she's just like a silent accomplice who's just backing up every single thing that he says, basically. I'm just going to turn these comments off because it's just distracted me, sorry. But please feel free to comment, and I'll go through the comments at the end. I've got my laptop up. I just get a bit distracted when I'm talking. So anyway, so what's happened is that they're both sitting there on their high horse, thinking that because they're twin flames, they're automatically enlightened, they've automatically ascended, and hardly anyone's with their twin flame, but they are with their twin flame. Therefore, that gives them carte blanche to go out there and basically abuse humanity and abuse all the people in their community, because they're together and they've done it. They've attained the holy grail of twin flame union. And so that is the dynamic that is very, very much at play within their relationship. And the reason why they are able to deeply, deeply manipulate their community is because they are saying that they are together. And look, guys, we're the real deal. We're the real deal. So everything that we say, this is God speaking. I'll get to that. So that's the first thing. They clearly have an abusive relationship. When you watch the documentary, the way he speaks to her is absolutely shocking. And also, he is an abuser. He blatantly abuses his community, and he abuses them through very, very harsh language, through name calling. And she just kind of sits there and sort of like, she's like a battered woman, like who knows what's going on in there, but energetically she is a battered woman, and she's not saying anything, and he's there going, you're a useless piece of shit, you're absolutely terrible at what you do. I cannot recall, because my consciousness cannot hold that information of that level of abuse, but it is off the charts despicable abuse that he puts out to his community. So now, what they do is, I don't know how they've done it, but they've created this community. So I guess people very, very vulnerable, they come in, they get involved in the community, and then they sign up to do their courses and what have you. And then once they're actually hooked in, then they start the love bombing. And what they'll do is, they'll specifically choose somebody in the community, and they'll be like, and then they will focus all their attention on them, and they will love bomb them, and they'll be like, oh, we're so grateful that you're here, and we couldn't do this without you, and you're so amazing, and blah blah blah. And then this is what reels people in. It's the love bombing. We really need you for our mission. You're going to be an instrumental part. We guarantee, that's what they guarantee you, that you're going to connect with your twin flame, that you're going to meet their twin flame. And so these vulnerable people are like, oh my God, I've found home, I've found nirvana, I'm in this community. So they love bomb the participants on an individual level, they reel them in. And once they're reeled in, they start giving them responsibilities. And they have this kind of like ranking order within the cult. And then they have their kind of like people who ultimately end up becoming the abusers. So the people that they love bomb, they then pull in, and then they then train them to abuse the other members of the community. It's very, very, very sad, and it's very, very tragic. So he literally abuses the community, and she says nothing. Now, one of the first fundamental things that they do, once they've kind of love bombed you, they've reeled you in, they then guarantee that you're going to meet your twin flame if you work with them. Because look at them, they're twin flames. They this is what they do. They'll say to someone, so who's your twin flame? And then most people will have an idea of who they think their twin flame is. And they'll be like, oh yeah, John is my twin flame. And they'll be like, well, what's going on with John? And the community member will go, well, we're not really in contact at the moment. There's no contact. And then what they will do is they will guide that person to harass that person. That they'll be like, basically that person, you have to, this is your twin flame, we are guaranteeing that this person is your twin flame, and therefore you have every right to break the law, to harass them. And so one of the women in the documentary, she was sharing her story about that she felt this guy was her twin flame, and then he had said to her, well, no contact, you're not my twin flame, no contact. And then Jeff and Thingy-Majig said to her, no, he is your twin flame, he's in denial, you need to go and hunt him down and convince him that you're his twin flame. And so she does that because they're so manipulated by the cult that this woman, she went out there and she ended up getting a restraining order from this guy who was like, back off, you're not my twin flame, I'm in a relationship with another woman, back off. And she then got a restraining order, and then what happened was she ended up going to a club in New York where this guy was. He saw her there, he then called the police, and she got put into jail for 1 month. She says that you know, she was just there that night, and I actually believed her, but everyone thought, the police and everyone thought that she was stalking him and following him. So anyway, she got a 1 month jail sentence, but this was because of the restraining order, which was which came about because Jeff told her to force herself on him. So this is a huge theme, because what they want to do is they're desperate to get twins. They're nothing to do with twins. This is an absolute farce on the whole twin flame reality. But in their mind, they want to get twins together so that they can present to their community, look guys, here's a twin flame couple, and they wouldn't be in union if it wasn't for us. And then that is then their number one selling point. This is how they bring people into their community, by this kind of like social proof that they've brought this twin flame pair together. So this one example, I think her name's Keely, she's quite young, and she has a connection with this guy, and anyway they're like, oh, 100% he's your twin flame, and she's like, well, we're not in contact with each other. So again, they're told to force themselves on this person, do whatever it takes. And then so there was two storylines going. So one of them was with Keely, quite young, and I can't remember, I think it was Josh, her guy was called Josh, and basically they end up getting together, and then Jeff says, you can't be twin flames unless Josh joins the community as well. So of course then Josh joins the community, and then they're paraded in front of everyone. Look guys, this is a twin flame couple. They're having the most terrible, god awful relationship, but they have to stand up there in front of seminars going, oh yeah, it's absolutely amazing. They have to pretend to be happy, they have to fake it all the way. I felt very sorry for this one young girl. She was 19, the same age as my son. Anyway, she was just scrolling online one day, looked up about twin flames, and she found the twin flame universe. And then she joined their community, and then this guy from Utah contacted her, and then she has a meeting with Jeff, and Jeff says, so who's, what's going on? And she said, oh, well, this guy in the community is contacting me, telling me that I'm his twin flame, just like he is your twin flame. This guy 100% is your twin flame. You need to be together. Because they think that they have these superpowers, these super spiritual powers, which gives them the ability to discern whether someone is your twin flame. So he's like, yeah, this guy is your twin flame. She's 19 years of age. And then Jeff just orders their life. He just literally dictates their life. And these people, God knows how they fall for it, but they do. And then anyway, this little 19-year-old girl, Jeff says to her, you've got to move to Utah to be with him, because we need social proof. We need to show everyone in the community, look, we've got another twin flame pair together. And then so this 19-year-old girl goes to Utah. This guy has got schizophrenia and bipolar, and he's a drug drug addict, and he ends up beating the shit out of her and abusing her, this young little girl. And then Jeff will say to her, yeah, but that's because you're not satisfying him, you're not fulfilling his manly urges. And then she's there so naive, and they've got everyone convinced that they have these spiritual powers and what have you, and so she believed what Jeff says, and so she stays in this very, very abusive situation. One of the major things that they do is that they block everyone off from their family. They say that their families are toxic, that every single person that joins their community, like, one of the rules is you have to stop and cease all contact with your blood family. So on this documentary, you've got a lot of the mothers who are in desperation, and they're so worried about their kids because they're, and one of the stories is about this twin sister, and she joins the cult, and then her twin sister's absolutely desperate to get her home, but she writes the most horrible emails and messages to her family saying that have a good life, we're never ever going to be in contact again. So again, this is like an absolute masterclass in what exactly is a cult and how it's operating. So getting the people split from their families is huge. At one point in the documentary, the woman, I can't remember her name, Shalila or something like that, Shalila, she comes up and she says, oh, I had this vision last night that Jeff is Jesus Christ. And then Jeff's got long hair and sort of green eyes, and then they start pulling up all these pictures, and they're like going, look, that guy Jesus Christ, he was not a Middle Eastern dude, he was a Western European dude, and it's actually Jeff. Jeff is the incarnation of Jesus Christ. And so again, Jeff on his own doesn't have the power to put out such a statement. It's only done because of her. This is what is giving them so much power. Like, she is nothing to him. She is just an accomplice to fulfill his cultish wet dream. Do you know what I mean? And so he's like, so she's like saying, look at all these pictures of the image of Christ and the image of Jeff. They are one being. Oh my God, this means that Jeff really, really is the return of Jesus Christ. So everyone in the community, you better believe what Jeff says, because Jeff is Jesus Christ. So, oh my God. They have this thing in the documentary whereby they are the ones to confirm whether someone is your twin flame. And they would basically say, if you're a woman in their community, and you could say any guy in the world, as long as he's got a pulse, they'll be like, he's your twin flame, he's your twin flame. There's absolutely no discernment whatsoever. They just need twin flames, a man and a woman, or masculine and feminine, to be together so that they can go, look, we did that, this is what we do, we are in the business of bringing twin flames together. So that's a huge part of their thing, is that they have this so-called power to confirm whether someone is a twin flame. But then it gets much darker, which I'll come to in a minute. They have this, so their whole business really is based upon this, what's it called? Sorry, Finn, can you just shut this door, love? Yeah. Their whole teachings are based upon this crap shit method that they've developed called the mirror technique. And how the mirror technique works is that, say, for example, you're in an abusive relationship, and the person that you're in a relationship says to you, I hate you, you're worthless. Then the mirror technique says that you've got to say, if someone's saying that to you, you have to then say, I hate myself, I'm worthless. And you have to look in the mirror, and because it's like everything's got to come back to you. And you've got to basically accept abuse by this crappy mirror technique. It doesn't even make any sense. I didn't even register it. That's about all I could register. But what they do is they've pretty much built their whole business thinking that this is the mecca of all spiritual healing modalities, is this mirror technique. Do you know what I mean, guys? And it's just a joke. It's like minus elementary level of anything. So this then basically enables them to accept all manner of abuse. You can be in any relationship and people can be treating you like complete and utter shit, but it's all you've attracted it, you've manifested it, and you have to do the work in this crappy little mirror technique. So, okay, he's convinced he's Jesus, taking people out. So at some point in the documentary, they say they've made an absolute fortune. It's like a pyramid scheme. What they're doing is they are pulling people into their twin flame universe. They are then training them to coach people and abuse people in the way that they do. And then that person is then working for them, and then basically has to give them a huge percentage of their coaching income that they get. And then what was I going to say about that? Oh, sugar, look at my jumper. So they then do that, and then Jeff says, right, so they're making an absolute fortune. They're making a killing. He's showing his 100 grand Porsche. He's showing his mansion. He's showing her that she's all decked out in Chanel, the woman that doesn't say anything, the woman that completely just says yes to all his abuse. And then what happens is they say, right, Jeff, and he always says he totally shoots himself in the foot, 'cause it's meant to be we're this twin flame couple, but he always starts videos, I want this, I want that, I've just bought this, I've just bought that. So he's like, I've just bought this this big mansion in Michigan, and I'm inviting everyone in the community to come and live with us, because obviously he doesn't want them to have any autonomy in their life whatsoever. He is the biggest control freak you could ever imagine. So and then he starts talking about this daughter. He's like, oh, me and Shanelia, whatever her name is, we're going to have a daughter, because actually, even though it's called twins, we have three. There are three of us in our twin flame. It's so bad. In our twin flame universe, we have three, and one of them is our daughter Grace. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have IVF treatment to 100% make sure that we have a baby girl, because she's going to be the third twin in our universe, twin flame universe. And then they start saying about how when everyone comes to live in the mansion in Michigan, Jeff has to give you permission to basically conceive. Like, the whole idea is to conceive, and then he says, actually, only I can be the sperm donor to all of the children that are born in the community. He actually says that, guys. Can you believe it? And people just like lap it up, and they're like, but they're so abused. I feel sorry for them. They're like, oh, okay, Jeff, you said so. Yeah, okay, I won't have a relationship. But then it goes really dark, guys. Something really super dark happens, and what happens is that I don't know how the whole transgender thing comes into it. I don't know where this suddenly comes from, but they're sitting on their little soapboxes, and they're saying, they're spewing shit as per usual. And they're saying, well, the thing is, you've got to be either 100% masculine or 100% feminine. That's a load of bullshit. We're all a mixture of everything. Do you know what I mean? You just got to have a tipping balance towards one. And so they're like, now their community is 90% feminine. And so what they said is, they said, they do this video, and they were like, oh, well, me and Shanelia, we spent all night up last night, and we've channeled some information for the community, and basically we have channeled that everyone in the community is a twin flame pair. And what they've done is they've said, okay, so Elaine and Jackie, they're twin flames. They're both straight. And they're like, no. Elaine is the divine masculine, and Jackie is the divine feminine, and they are twin flames. And then they give the job to Keely, that young girl. She's got to ring up Elaine and say, hi Elaine, yeah, I've just received information from Jeff, and you are a divine masculine. She's like, what? I'm a woman. I've never felt like oh no, Jeff, Jesus Christ, Jeff says that you are a divine masculine, and drum roll please, your divine feminine is Elaine. And they're like, and then she's like, oh my good God. And then she ends up shaving her hair off. Anyway, this happens to loads of the couples. And then because the people have lost their minds, they can't think straight, they can't put two and two together anymore. They're completely and utterly brainwashed to the nth degree. And then then there's this really, really sad couple, and this beautiful girl is coupled with a transgender guy who is now a woman, and he's the feminine, the man who's a transgender man, and she's the masculine. And then she straight away goes on to hormone replacement. And then in the show, they show that she's had her top surgery. Isn't that bad? Isn't that terrible? Oh, it was really, really sad, that bit, when that bit happened. But so that's happened to a few people in their community, because people don't think, they've lost their ability to think. And so yeah, that was, and then there's also been quite a lot of suicides in the community as well. It's really bad. And then at another part, he's like, Jeff's like, right, I don't want to pay taxes. How am I going to get away with paying taxes? He said, oh, I'm going to set up a religion. So they set up a religion. I can't remember what it's called. And he basically says there, I am God, and you will do what I say. So coerce people to work for them. Yep, they have a daughter who's a third twin. So I think I've pretty much covered everything. I'm just going to go in now and just see some of the comments. Let me know your thoughts, guys, if there's anything you want me to talk about. Let me just see any comments now. 14 comments. Insane criminal sort of shot by how little agency the participants had. Oh my God, wow, crazy. Yep. Yeah, it was really bad. So, oh, I can't get all the comments. Why weren't the comments? Real-time comments. Okay. So now, what has this got to do with twin flames, and how can we relate this? How can we flip this? So I guess there are people out there in the world that might associate the twin flame reality or consciousness as part of that sort of like abusive situation. So in that sense, one could argue that this is a spiritual warfare attack, that they are using the beauty and the exquisiteness of the twin flame template to invert it, to make it seem like it's absolutely ridiculous, it's nonsensical, and what have you. From my perspective, they could have been talking about goats. I mean, they could have been talking about anything. Like, it didn't have anything to do with twin flames. Like, literally had nothing whatsoever to do with twin flames. The only thing it had to do with twin flames was that was their bait to get people into their community. But it had absolutely nothing to do with twin flames. I don't know what you mean. No, they're still on Facebook. Could you oh, okay, has he been stopped now? No, I don't think he has been stopped. But but for me, it had absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with twin flames. But I've got to step out of my consciousness and think about other people, like what they are going to see and how they are going to perceive it. And yeah, that there's a strong chance that it might create this notion that the twin flame path is very, very destructive and it's very, very toxic. Maybe that was the agenda, but in some ways it was a good documentary, like, because those people need to be exposed and those victims need to have a voice. So on one level, I'm really, really glad that documentary was made. It felt like his karma was coming back to him. Do you know what I mean? And to be honest with you, it's like the twin flame path is the most spiritually mature path. And if someone is going to be influenced and thinking that the whole twin flame thing is very, very toxic based on that documentary, then they are not in true alignment with the twin flame path. And it's a bit like sorting the wheat from the chaff. Do you know what I mean? Those people that are properly connected and know about God's laws and about how the universe was created and the fact that we are created in pairs, and this has got nothing to do with being we're all whole, we're all fractals of wholeness. but in our spiritual essence, we are androgynous beings, and we are part of this unit, this pair. So people that are going to be put off by the twin flame concept, they don't really have a place in our community anyway, in my humble opinion, because they are not at the level of spiritual maturity to be able to walk this path. The twin flame path is the path of white fire. You are going to meet every single aspect of your shadow consciousness. You are going to have to integrate all the lost remnant parts of yourself, just like in the story of Osiris, when he split into 14 parts. That's symbolic of the splits that we all have with our shadow side, with our dualistic side. And so this is a white light path, a white flame path, and it's only for the very, very high level warriors and initiates who are able to navigate masterfully this twin flame path. And so if you're going to be influenced and think, oh well, throw the baby out with the bathwater, do you know what I mean? If you're going to do that, then that's okay. You're not a twin flame, like truly genuinely a twin flame, and this is not the path for you. So I'm not worried about that. I think it was an attempt on some level to discredit the twin flame movement. But, you know, at the end of the day, whoever watches it is going to have discernment. Like myself, you're going to be like, oh my God, like, you know, what a load of BS. But people that really believe it and go, oh, you know, that's a really, really toxic path. We'll see you later. That, you know, this path isn't for you. So I'm not really worried about that. Has anyone got any questions that you want me to cover about this? I thought the same. You're doing an amazing job of showing the true meaning. Oh, thank you, NLS Emporium. It's got people talking. That's very true. Yep, that's very true. Can I get into this? I can't get in to see all my comments. It's so weird. I don't know what's going on with my internet. Let me see if I can just read some of these comments, guys. Okay, so why is he not in jail? Good question, Lizzie. Well, now we know how to focus our work. They give us answers we didn't ask. Yes, very true, Berner. Insane criminal. I saw it last night. I was shocked by how little agency. Yep. Scary thing that was that I saw the baby can only have sex with God. Oh, God. Oh, I know. That was really, really like horrific, that moment when he was basically, it was like, oh my God, what are you literally admitting to the world that you are going to be having intercourse with your child? Like, oh my God, the man is mentally insane. Like, he is a textbook mentally insane character. And how they still have people in their community, I do not know. Please, guys, if you've got anything that you want me to cover, any question that you want me to ask, it's Nat. Oh, hi, Nat. They couldn't prove they had done anything illegal. I don't know, what else is there to say? Like, what else can I talk about? I did say about, you know, whether we should do some sort of inversion. We don't need to do a ceremony. I'm just going to do a bit of my matrix energetics to revert any damage that has been done with that. I think what I'm being shown is that it's like they've thrown this kind of like this big stone into the collective consciousness, which has created an indentation of inversions with the true twin flame template, and we just need to recorrect that inversion, and I am well equipped to do that. So I don't think we even need to do a meditation. Kelly says, definitely will make some think the twin flame union isn't real and that it's a cult idea. Very good point, Kelly. That makes me sad, but so glad this cult was exposed. There's a similar documentary on Hulu. I haven't seen the Netflix one. I'll post the link if you can, Kelly. Maybe instead of twin flame, we could refer to it as divine union. Yeah. Thanks for doing this video, Jen. It made me feel sick watching 5 minutes last night. Oh, sorry, Carol. Yeah. So what else is there to discuss? I don't think it's done too much damage. It's like what I've said, you know, if people believe it, then they're not vibrationally aligned with this true path. Anyone that is a true twin flame will see that documentary for exactly what it is. It has no real impact or effect on our beautiful, amazing community. But I think it's very important that people like myself address these issues and try to bring balance to this conversation, you know. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I think that's all. It's not a very long video, is it? I don't think there's anything else to talk about. I just checked my notes. He's convinced he's Jesus and the reincarnation of God, and there's only one Messiah, and that's him. Yeah, I mean, has it inspired you to watch it? Like, I wouldn't bother watching it. It's really, really toxic, and it's really, really dark. And I had to do a meditation after to really bring the violet flame to cleanse any weird frequencies that came through. No, there's no more questions. That's it, guys. So yeah, let's share this video, let's get it out there, and I hope that Psycho Jeff sees this video, and wow, gosh, you'll be going straight to purgatory, dear one, unless you have some sort of redemption or some sort of proper spiritual awakening, in which case you will be repenting for many, many lifetimes for the amount of trauma and abuse you have inflicted on young people, and also because they have trained people to be abusers. That does not fare well on the karmic level. So yeah, Psycho Jeff, exactly, felt the low energy, thank you. So yeah, that's my video, guys. So yeah, 1111 Gateway was amazing. In 1 month time, I'm going to be in Bali. Really, really excited about that. Can't wait to see my Bali tribe. Can't wait to be with everyone. There's one spot left on the Bali retreat. Come and join us. Let me know if you're feeling in alignment with going to the land of the gods, and you know, coming to this amazing retreat, which starts on the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th of December. Going to be a small, intimate group in the beautiful island of the gods. Yeah, so that's my message. Can't wait. It's gonna be an amazing retreat. I can't wait to be there. Bali is my favorite, most powerful grid point on the earth. So it's gonna be amazing. Gonna be with Sheila, Rachel, Lisa, Patricia, Jackie. I've invited my beautiful soul sister Jess to come. So let's see. So I think that's it, guys. Let's share this message. Let's get it out there. I've only had 2 people share it. Come on, guys. Let's share this message. People need to know this. People need to have some sort of like sanity and clarity around this, like this bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, people need to have this conversation. Is a rebalancing out. Like, people think that they're getting away with it. They're not getting away with it. Jesus Christ, they are not getting away with it. Like, but at the end of the day, you know, there's no separation, and those people have made a soul contract, and Jeff has made a soul contract to be the abuser, you know, for whatever reason. Who knows why? We don't understand the ways of how this all works, but we can't start going into the illusion and separation, and you know, it is what it is. But I really, really pray for the people to get out, and they've turned off all the comments on all their social media. You can't comment, but you can leave anger emojis. I went through all their things, not all of them, about 3 of them, and I just left anger emojis. Yeah, just to, you know, give my little spiel. I would love to so much, but baby is due in Jan, hopefully in the future. Oh, Camilla, congratulations on your baby, darling. All right, guys, well, that's my message. So have a really, really beautiful day, and yeah, let's just share this message, get it out there. I'm going to put it up on YouTube, put it up on Instagram, and yes, come on, Psycho Jeff, come, like, let's have a meeting, let's have a Zoom meeting, because I will expose you, and I might even help you. Do you know what I mean? Actually, but you're not a twin flame. You are a mentally ill psychopath, unfortunately, and a sociopath and a narcissist, and I've got a feeling that you might be beyond being helped in this lifetime. But I am a genuine twin flame activator, conduit and facilitator, and I would love to have a conversation with you. So hopefully this message will get to him, and I mean, I don't really care who is he. He's just a piece of shit, to be honest with you. It doesn't really matter, but if it's going to help people in the long run, then I'm here for it. Thank you for mentioning Bali to balance this hideous cult, insanity and victimization. So scary, reminds me of the Jim Jones Holocaust of days gone by. Yeah, I mentioned Bali just to bring a bit of joy and love and, you know, amazingness into this, and stay strong, community. Like, you know, the reason why twin flames have been targeted is because it's like what the Matrix says. If you see Matrix 4, the ending of Matrix 4 is freaking amazing, best ending I've ever seen in a film. And what it happens at the end, I'm going to do spoiler alert, whatever. So Trinity and Neo finally come together, and then they meet the architect, who is the Matrix ultimately, and he's like, oh well, you're together now, I can't harm you, you are completely and utterly invulnerable to any Matrix attacks. Go on then, you just like crack on, you two, Trinity and Neo, just crack on now. You can create universes, you can birth your own universe, because you're together as the divine pair, you are reinstated in your God consciousness template. So this gives you the authority to go forward and build and create universes. And that is what the true role of the twin flames is when we come together, when we activate the inner alchemical merge, because the outer is only a reflection of the inner. The only universe that is operating in our reality is our own internal reality and universe. And so as we experience and activate the Hieros Gamos codes, the inner alchemical marriage codes, then it's only a matter of cosmic seconds until that is mirrored on the outer. And then once that physical union is actualized, that is like every single piece in the puzzle is put in place. And then this puts you in that very, very, very exalted state of being like true creative force. Even though we are in that, we don't have to be in physical union. When we are in physical union, our power goes like on steroids times 1000. Like, we're already powerful, but there isn't certain magical element that comes when we do come into physical union. So of course the whole idea of in fact the whole agenda, guys, of the Matrix, of this third dimensional dualistic simulation, the whole reason why it has been constructed is an anti-God timeline. It is an anti-true love timeline. They are working 24/7 in the Matrix to keep the twins apart, unfortunately. And so they're keeping twins apart through distraction, through trauma, through belittling what we all hold in our heart. Because people in the mainstream, they don't call it twin flames, they call it soulmates, you see. But so there's this massive agenda to belittle this concept, to make everyone think, oh no, it's all about sex, it's all about the superficial, it's all about, you know, like using your sexuality for power over and domination, and forgetting that you're a spiritual being. You're just a meat suit, you're just an ego, forget about what's inside, that's nothing. This has been the whole entire agenda of the old controllers. Massive attack on the twin flame. That is what the whole Matrix is built on. That is the purpose of the Matrix. Like, if we weren't living in this 3D simulation, we would all be born and our parents would pass on this information, just like I've passed on this information to Finn. You are part of a twin flame pair, and at some point in your life you are going to unite with this beautiful soul, and you're going to experience your ascension together and your beautiful journey together as a unified pair. But the whole purpose of the Matrix has been to to completely distort and disrupt our polarity. Like, women, we are meant to be protected by the divine masculine, because we are the conduits of the divine sacred energy. We are the manifestation with our curves and our beauty. We are the physicalization and the actualization of the true Shakti force, the goddess force. And we are portals from the spiritual realms to the earthly realm. We literally carry and birth and bring forth souls from the higher Vrindavan Shambhalic realms of the spiritual realms into the third dimensional matter. Therefore, the goddess is a very, very, very big deal. And so the role of the divine masculine primarily is to protect the divine feminine, so that she can be her beautiful, divine, sensual, sexual, exquisite Shakti self. And so the divine feminine, her role is to awaken the divine masculine with her connection to source energy. This makes her a Shakti, an embodiment of the Shakti energy. Look up Shakti energy, is very, very important for this ascension process. And so the role of the divine feminine is to be at one with her Shakti energy, which means that she's in a blissful relationship with God. She through her dance, through her moves, through her voice, through her vibration, through her frequency, through her consciousness, through everything about her has been designed to trigger and awaken the divine masculine out of his comatose, out of his slumber, so that he can awaken to become the Grail Knight. Because the Grail Knight is he who protects the divine feminine, and he provides for her as well. Because the divine feminine, in the true sense, she is not meant to be concerned with bills, with earthly matters. That is the job of the divine masculine. His role is to create a boundary and a safe container for her to flower into her most exalted, extraordinary expression of the divine feminine Shakti. And so the war on the twins has been to disrupt and invert the true polarity with all this idea of feminism. I grew up as a feminist. My mum is the biggest socialist lefty you will ever meet in your life. Like I've had this socialism, feminism absolutely poured down my throat since day dot, you know. And actually, like, I love my mum, but she is a bit of a man hater. Like, and that was all part of the agenda, was to create, you know, feminism as a way of really deeply rejecting the divine masculine, and thus coming out of our true role. Because if the woman's out there thinking about her career and thinking about this and that, she's not going to be focused on like her sensuality and her the codes that she has been endowed with, that have been specifically curated to awaken the divine masculine. And it's not even like your twin flame. Like, you know, I know with myself, because I've done so much work on myself, I really am coming from that vibration of that Shakti energy. And men see it. Men are so programmed on such a deep level to be magnetized to the true Shakti vibration, because it's so rare in this world. So it's not even just your twin flame, it's all men. And then suddenly it's like, because the consciousness of man is quite linear, it's quite structured, you see, and then the consciousness of the feminine is very sort of like round and very sort of like flowing. And so that flowing energy disrupts the rigidity of the masculine consciousness, and it kind of like pokes him and wakes him up and like, look, you're God's son, you are an embodiment of the divine, you are a fractal of divine source energy. You're not just this meat suit just like bimbling around like watching football and going to the pub. Like that's the agenda, has been to keep you in that. But the truth of the matter is, you are a divine masculine and you are a Grail Knight, and you are here to protect and provide for your divine feminine. And she will caress you and nurture you, and she will do everything in her power to support you to come into your full awakening. And when the divine masculine serves the divine feminine and protects the divine feminine, this is what triggers his ascension. You see, that's what his true job is. And then as soon as he starts doing that, and he understands that she is an embodiment of God herself, and that he must be devoted to her, when he starts activating those devotion codes, that's when his enlightenment and his awakening is born and birthed. How about that for a spiel? So true. I've been in my masculine energy so long, it's exhausting. Rockefeller created the feminist movement. Thank you, Jen, for bringing it all back to love. How do we know if we have a twin flame on Earth? You probably do. Exactly, bringing it through. I do find it interesting, a lot of twin flame information never mentions Kundalini awakening. Wow. Sounds similar to the end of the Adjustment Bureau. I'll have to watch that. Will you ever do a UK retreat? Yes, I will. Yes, let's watch The Matrix. The other documentary. Thank you, Kelly. So there we go, guys. I feel like I've balanced it out now. It's such a shame that so many men don't embrace this, because they truly would love video and the sunrises once again. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Archie. Archie. Come here, Archie Bear. Come here. Don't be silly. Come and say hello to everyone. Oh. He's a divine masculine. You protect me, don't you, Archie Bear? You protect mummy. Yeah, he's my divine masculine. Good boy. He's such a protector. So how do we, as the divine feminine then, how do we relinquish control? that's the question. How do we trust the divine masculine to provide for us? How do we surrender? I guess the first step is understand who you are. You are a fractal of God's source energy, divine feminine, as are divine masculines. We are creators, and we create through our mind, through our consciousness, through the I imagination. Not only through the imagination, but also through the intention and knowing that it is so. And so for everyone watching this video and receiving this powerful message, I would highly recommend going into your consciousness via meditation and visualization, and really seeing yourself in that surrender energy, and really seeing yourself surrounded by your divine masculine, seeing a boundary around yourself which has been created by your divine masculine, being provided for by your divine masculine. Like really, we are not here to be concerned with bills and the ways of the world. That is purely the job of the divine masculine. He is very adept on the third dimensional level. We are very adept on the higher spiritual levels. We are here to really embody those deep spiritual blissful codes. Trust ourselves is to trust our choices. Yeah. So what we all can do, all of us that are watching this video, we can visualize ourselves being in that relationship, being in that dynamic with the divine masculine, and programming ourselves to come out of that provider energy and much more coming into that receptive energy, because the provider energy is very masculine, it's very giving, it's very active, whereas the receptive energy, it's much more magnetic. But we have to make those adjustments. The world isn't going to give us this, guys. The world is going to fill our minds with absolute BS. Like, we have to do this work on an internal level, and and it's really important that we all find guides like that are very connected, because sometimes it is easy to have blind spots on this journey, and therefore it is appropriate to have mentors and guides that can empower us and remind us to keep us on our path. So find really beautiful mentors and guides that will help you stay on that right path, that path of balance and alignment. Camilla says, thanks so much. I think it made me and probably a lot of people on the actual journey feel a bit discredited, and it's frustrating, and it's portrayed as a toxic connection through this cult and its dark agenda. So nice to connect with other true twin flames. So I didn't feel that. I just thought, gosh, I'm running rings around them. Like, this is just nothing to do with twin flames. But I owned that at the beginning of the video. I was like, I do have a very unique perspective on the twin flames, and I have to put myself in other people that are not at that level of understanding about the true twin flame template. So it's like I said, if it's done damage, those people aren't meant to be on this path anyway, and maybe it's there to maybe it's in another lifetime that they're going to get together with their twin flames. Who knows? But I've really enjoyed this video, and yeah, I'm going to be sharing so much about masculine and feminine polarity in my Bali retreat, and I'm going to be talking about the wild masculine rose codes and the Grail Night codes, so that we can really start preparing for those divine sacred unions, and we can guide our masculines in whatever way we can home to their true role. So the true role of the feminine is to be, it's just simply to be, and I guess the true role of the masculine is to do. And then there's a bit of balance of both. We've got to do, the feminine's got to do a bit of doing, and the masculine's got to do a bit of being. But somehow this is what has been lost, and we need to reclaim it. That's why I train my son. I let him know. I'm like, no, you are the masculine. Like, you are here to look after, your girlfriend, and you are here to pay for her and provide for her. I tell him now. I train him up now, and he's doing it. He's really doing it. Like, every time he sees her, he buys her roses. He always pays for the meal. He always takes her out. And this is just the way that it starts, and it's programming her to know that she can be looked after, and that is what a huge part of the true role is. Like, we're meant to be looked after, because for God's sake, we're the conduits that bring the souls through from the higher dimensional realms. It's quite a big job, quite an important job. So of course the masculine's role is to protect us and provide for us. So anyway, You would never have heard me saying this 25, 30 years ago, and I had all my programming, my feminist programming from my family and my mum and my bloody socialist schooling and all that. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, that was all part of the agenda to create confusion, but we're all finding our way home. Okay, so beautiful. I need that. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and wisdom. It's much appreciated. Oh, thank you, Catherine, for liking my sweater. It's quite cool, isn't it? Okay, guys, so beautiful. I need that. Okay, well, that's the message. So let's share this video. Come on, 2 people have shared it. Let's share this video, guys. Oh my God, I can't believe only 2 people have shared it. No, we need to share it. Let's get this message out there. This is a really important message. Like this is how you help bring balance back, by sharing this message. Like, this has gone out on Netflix. Like, how many millions and millions of people are seeing this utter drivel, this blooming documentary? What, I've had like, what, 62 people. We have to create balance. We have to like become keyboard warriors, guys. Very, very important. Okay. All right, well, that's my message. I've really, really enjoyed this, and hopefully I'll do a few more like videos, you know, every now and again. What do you think, Archie Bear? My little protector? What do you think? Shared, Jen. Oh, hello, Patricia Madalena. Say hello to Patricia. Say love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. All right, guys. Well, this has been amazing, and I'm so happy to see so many of my beautiful soul family on this video. And yeah, I'll see you all soon. Namaste.